In the shadows of the Caribbean, the bakru lurks. A spooky dwarf that might startle you from the corner of your eye. It obeys its master but craves for more. To take over their bodies and souls, stealing their lives. Only the strong-willed can resist its deadly curse. This is an evil spirit that can be sent after you, often by those you least suspect. But can you get rid of it? Welcome back, my fellow mythusiasts. Today we unravel the bakru or bakuu that is haunting the Amazon rainforest of Suriname and Guyana in South America. This area is a melting pot of diverse cultures, religions, and supernatural stories. But this tale is no mere fiction. It's an urgent call to peer into the darkness of our nightmares, just beyond the reach of our understanding. This entity bridges the ancient world and our own, demands we confront the realities hidden in the shadows of its greenish landscapes. Its people, a vibrant mixture of indigenous tribes, African descendants, East Indians, Javanese, Chinese, and Europeans, have woven their diverse heritages into the very soul of the nations. In this mix of stories, the bakru stands out as a scary and interesting figure, a sign of the lasting memories and beliefs from their ancestors. The bakru is a restless soul and a shapeshifter, trapped in a small 3-foot body with a large head, big eyes, sharp teeth, and awkwardly long arms and legs without kneecaps. It embodies the essence of the supernatural insight it's believed to possess. Its form varies from tale to tale, with some depicting it as a grotesque fusion of flesh and wood. Its sharp teeth show its mean and harmful nature. Tales of the bakru have spread through generations, surviving oral transmission through transatlantic slavery. It is believed to be rooted from the Yoruba word abiku, linking Suriname's folklore to the rich spiritual traditions of the African diaspora. In Paramaribo, Suriname's capital, where the echoes of Dutch colonial rule still resonate in its colonial buildings, the bakru is both a source of fear and fascination. The tales make a difference between the wild bakru, a ghost of the city's cemeteries and shadowy corners are said to be its playground, and the working bakru, a spook that is serving vendors with black magic, but for a high price, bound to human ambition and greed. Stories about bringing fortune or doom to those daring enough to employ them. Let's tell you about a well-known story of a working bakru that first appeared helpful but then caused trouble for its owner. One morning in Paramaribo, Boss Pansa woke up filled with optimism, feeling ready to start his journey into farming. On his way to find land, he crossed a bridge near the city. All of a sudden, a scary voice halted him. It was the sinister voice of a bakru that speaks to him, demanding to know who approaches his bridge. A recent encounter comes to mind when he recalled his friend Maxi's warnings about supernatural beings near the bridge. Maxi cautioned him against uttering the bakru's name out loud and described them as scary spirits with intimidating figures that looked like big dwarves with large, oversized heads. He explained that the bakru could use its wooden side to protect itself from attacks. The terrifying image of the bakru's self-defense mechanism lingers in the farmer's mind. The creature rotates its body, positioning the wooden side to face sharp objects, never feeling pain as the wooden part bears the impact of any blow. Fearless and never alone, the working bakru serves as a workforce. But those who have nothing to offer them do face a grim fate, for they fall victim to this spirit. These spooks could help or harm people depending on if they are respected. To get rid of them, you have to ask them to do something impossible or guess their secret names. Boss recalls how Maxi failed many attempts to exorcise the bakru from his wife Missy Sarah by calling it Papa or brother, but he never received a response. But since he was never able to guess its true name, the spirit stayed with Missy Sarah. Despite these warnings, Boss bravely asked the bakru to appear, daring to confront the supernatural being with the prospect of obtaining riches in mind. He said he was just searching for agricultural land to become a farmer, unaware of the bakru's plans. Suddenly, 100 men showed up, forcefully dragging him towards a pristine piece of land that was available for a surprisingly low price. He acquired the piece of land and started preparing for the tasks that lie ahead. The next day, Boss returned to the bridge, ready to work on his land. The bakru asked his plans and instantly summoned 100 men to help again. With their collective efforts, the land swiftly transforms into a promising, fertile farmland, leaving the farmer stunned and grateful for their incredible assistance. Keeping the remarkable secret hidden from his wife, Boss Pansa witnesses the surprise on her face when he announces his plans to plant bananas, and in no time to be able to set up his plantation. When it was time to harvest, his wife teased him and joked about how he should go to see his money trees. Boss stayed quiet all this time, keeping his secret close to himself. Back at the bridge, he said he was ready to harvest the first bananas. Within minutes, an overwhelming sight unfolds before him. 1,000 bunches of beautiful and perfect-looking bananas appear right in front of him, turning the plantation owner instantly into a prosperous wholesaler. After sharing some bunches of bananas with his family, Boss sold the rest at the market. His wife was amazed at how quickly he became so rich. Days pass, and the boss, his desire for leisure, draws him into a local fishing store, leaving his wife to think about the origin of their newfound wealth. Her curiosity took her to the plantation, where she heard a chilling voice coming from the bridge without making itself known. Stunned and shaking of the confrontation, she identifies herself as the boss, his wife, seeking assistance in gathering bananas. Unaware of the consequences, she received 100 bunches of bananas in the blink of an eye. Her feeling of outrage gave way to a more joyful feeling, and she went to the market to sell them. The truth tumbled from her lips as she revealed her suspicion of the working bakru's existence to her husband. He panicked and told her not to speak of the working bakru anymore. Yet, her curiosity remains, and stubbornly she forced her husband to go back with her to the bridge the very next day. Confronting the spirit, Boss Pansa boldly, and without fully considering the consequences, announces his intention to punish his wife for meddling in his affairs, hoping to teach her a lesson. Immediately, the ghost commands 100 men, appearing out of nowhere, to carry out the punishment. The aggressive men really scared her, and she tried to run away, but her desperate attempt to escape was unsuccessful. She had no chance against the hounding horde. When the fastest man of the pack catches up to her, he ruthlessly subjects her to a merciless beating before she was able to seek refuge. That night, Boss felt awful about what happened to his wife and how he could let it happen. An old conversation with Maxi ignited hope, inspiring him to devise a daring plan to challenge the bakru and break free from its curse. On the bridge, Boss challenged the bakru to do something he deemed impossible: untangle a single curly hair from his head. 100 men lined up, their hands meticulously working through his curls. Hours and hours pass, and sweat drips down from their faces and bodies as they struggle to accomplish the request. The curls always seem to persist, springing back to original curl with a rigid resistance. Standing strong, Boss faced the bakru and wasn't scared, but determined to break free from its grip. As they lock eyes, Boss challenges the creature, fueled by his love for his wife and desire to reclaim his life. Surprised by his determination, the bakru realizes it can no longer control him, as it failed to untangle the boss's hair, even with the help of 100 men. Defeated, the bakru started screaming, and after some minutes he retreated into the darkness where it came from. Feeling relieved and very tired, Boss hugged his wife, happy that they were still together and safe. They rebuilt their lives, and from then on, they worked hard on their plantation, free from the haunting presence of the bakru. Their experience became a symbol of resilience, reminding others that even when facing trouble with black magic, a strong-willed human spirit can overcome these supernatural curses, as long as one is willing to do what is right. Despite its fearsome reputation, the bakru legend is more than just a story, and it continues to intrigue locals. It highlights the richness of Suriname's cultural heritage, where spirits and humans coexist. These stories, called tories, are flowing like the Amazon River through generations, teaching us about bravery and being careful, showing how fear and curiosity, darkness and light, are all connected. Reminding us of the thin veil between the living and the dead. It tells us about our never-ending journey to understand the mysterious world around us, reminding us to face the dark with courage and a desire to learn. Let us know what you think of the bakru in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, Please like and be sure to uncover more tales that challenge, terrify, and inspire our never-ending exploration of the supernatural. Like another creature that haunts this area, named the Ol Haig or Azima. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and see you next time.